Hi guys, this is Dave from downtown, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about plyometric exercises. They're exercises that use the stretchability of the muscle to basically act like as a spring or a rubber band to help generate some powerful movements. They basically start with a quick deceleration or stretch type movement, followed by a fairly quick transition to an accelerated kind of powerful movement to use that stored energy to generate power. It is very important for these exercises to be done correctly and safely, because there is a lot of potential for there to be some injury with these. But if you do it properly, you can generally translate these principles to a lot of things related to running, jumping, deceleration, acceleration activities, and just general fitness without a lot of equipment. One of the biggest things that we want to talk about here is landing mechanics. If you're going to jump safely, it's important that you can land safely. And that's the most important part of what we're going to talk about today. So I have my coworker Keith over here. He's going to demonstrate some of these movement principles we're talking about. So I'll have you face the camera there, Keith. So looking from the front, this is going to be a position that we want to kind of start with our pre-jumping movements with, and then it's going to be our landing position as well. So looking from the front, from the ground up, his feet are about shoulder width apart, slightly wider than that, toes slightly turned out. His kneecaps are in line with his second toe. His hips and shoulders are square, his torso is upright, and his gaze is looking fairly straight ahead. If I have him turn to the side, we're going to look from the ground up again, that his knees stay behind his toes, his hips are back, and if we look at the line from his shoulders, knees, and ankles, everything's in a fairly good alignment. His torso is upright, his core is engaged, his back's in a nice neutral position, and his gaze is straight ahead. So this is going to be, again, the position that we start from and kind of land in. So I'm going to have him go into what we call a triple extension, which is going to be kind of the top point of the jump. So that's the extension through the ankles, knees, and hips. And then I'm going to have him drop down into what we call triple flexion. So that's the similar position we just demonstrated. And this is going to be how we want the landing mechanics to kind of look. And that's going to help absorb the shock and the stress of the movement so we can minimize the potential for injury. So I want to go over just a few common movement faults we see with this. So straight ahead again. So one of the more common things we may tend to see is a valgus position, or kind of where the knees go knock-kneed. And then if we turn from the side, we may also see frequently the knees go over the toes, or a fairly rigid sort of landing pattern where there's very little shock absorption. Those are some of the more common things we see, but if we can minimize those and be able to translate some of these movements into good practice, you can benefit from these with a lot of your athletic and fitness activities. Certainly not everything that we can talk about with this, but it's a good place to start, and hopefully this gives you a good starting point with these exercises. And thanks.